so happens from that overhead view, you can see there's nothing going on in the arena at the moment. The first gymnasts have all competed. It sort of evens itself out as it goes.
And as the judges prepare their scores, the gymnasts have the time then to go and chalk up, maybe gather their thoughts, maybe a last-minute words of wisdom from the coach. I just, you know, wonder what the coach will be saying to their gymnasts.
All right, I realise what's happened here. On the bars, you are actually allowed 50 seconds each. And if you're a tall gymnast, you're allowed the bars being put up, which I guess might well have happened. So this is still the warm-up. Although we've had the first floor routine, the other pieces are just allowed a 3-minute warm-up. But the bars are allowed 50 seconds each because every gymnast is allowed to prepare it as they wish. So we're a little ahead on floor.
However,
which is great because we're now going to see Alya Mustafina
very dramatic floor worker, double Arabian, immediately into a leap. Fantastic spatial awareness there, back into the corner, powers down, 2.5 twist, full twist. Looks so graceful.
Oh, fabulous triple spin.
Turn immediately there into the third tumble, round off flake, double tuck, landed very safely. To the corner, big deep breath, round off flick, triple twist, a little bit untidy in the legs there, but well spotted on the landing.
Great feeling in that routine. Mustafina was the bronze medalist on floor at the Olympic Games, and you can see all the class that she has in this routine. Such a popular and polished gymnast. She, of course, as a junior, was the absolute darling of world gymnastics, suffered a terrible knee injury in the 2011 Europeans, actually during the competition, injured her knee, which required surgery and took really 1.5 years to get back from. So, you know, everybody in gymnastics, their hearts are with her, want to see her succeed, but even those can't miss the legs apart on the triple twist at the end.
That was such an obvious mistake, but the performance, I thought, during the routine was of such confidence, and I think it shows the levels of maturity between the older gymnasts and the younger ones.
And 13.633 for Popper. And this is the big vaulter, Julia Steingruber from Switzerland, qualified top on vault.
With 15.3 in the qualification, a 6.2 start value. So if it's anything like we've seen on the floor, this should be pretty impressive. Presents to the judges. Fast run up. Handspring, 1.5 twist, very powerful, very dynamic, a very safe vault.
Beautiful flight, beautiful shapes.
I think that was a job well done.
And 14.466. Not a bad score.
Slightly higher than in qualification. Mustafina seems to be rising to the occasion.
Very much so, yes. I think actually the Russian gymnasts did not work terribly well in qualification. They all had some sort of mistakes, but here on the home ground and having watched the men work so well, Earlier in the day, they look like they've come out knowing there's a job to be done. And you know, sometimes when you're on a home soil, the crowd can be a bit daunting, the expectation of the crowd, and sometimes it can be totally uplifting. And let's hope that's what it's going to be for these gymnasts today. Have a little look here at Anastasia Krashina. We saw her floor earlier. And Julia Steingruber, 15.066. Very impressive score on the vault.
You just look at the build between the gymnasts, and obviously Krashina, a lot slighter gymnast than Steingruber, so we'll have to work extra hard on the vault. 5.8 difficulty. I'd imagine she will go for a Yurchenko. Powers down the runway. Yeah, Yurchenko, double twist off the top, spotted beautifully.
And that was very good vault. I mean, we're in gymnastics, a lot of people talk about the 2.5 twisting the 2.5 twisting Yurchenko, which many of the Americans do, and not many of the Europeans have managed to come up with that. But a double twist like this really has very little deductions. It won't score quite as much as the 2.5, but she's beautifully tight, blocks off the top with straight arms, wraps in strongly, brings the arms out to steady the landing. There really isn't a lot for the judges to deduct for.
That is a fantastic vault for somebody so small. She really powers off the top of the vault, accelerates down the runway. Great vaulting.
And Ilaria Kaislin, the other Swiss gymnast, very young gymnast, going on the bars here. Smooth handstand, nice shoot down to the low bar, straight into Stolder full. That was a good combination of elements. Just a little bit short on the shoot up. But a good high Kachev as well. Very nice work. Swinging cleanly. The half turn, then the forward element. Gymnasts have to have a forward as well as backward element. And they have to have a full pirouette. That was a tiny bit late. But a nice high double pike somersault, not of the highest difficulty, but really well executed.
Lovely line in the handstand, a very nice flat back shape, what the judges are looking for. I don't know whether you managed to pick that up, but it sounded to me like she might have just clipped the bar, the low bar, just before the dismount. And the score's coming in there for Krashina, 14.9 on the vault.
So not quite in the 15s of Steingruber, but you know, 14.9. She was out of 5.3. She didn't give much away. And up on qualification. Diana Bullimore. Watch carefully, Craig, this first tumble.
This is one of my favourite little gymnasts. Double layout with absolute ease into the corner. What a powerhouse. Round off flick, 1.5 walk out into round off flick, double back. Really working well with the music.
And running, taking almost the same pass as a tumble for the leaps, giving it plenty of time and height.
Pulling back out piped. Very powerful tumbling for such a small gymnast. Lovely height and extension in the free cartwheel.
Fantastically difficult leap into the corner there. There we see the arabesque into the tumble.
Double pike back final tumble. What about that then?
I agree with you, Craig. I like, you know, the style of the Romanians is not so classical, but they always perform routines that, you know, difficult tumbling, but it doesn't look like it destroys the routine. It's part of the routine, and that's so impressive. I mean, double straight, and, you know, there's just nothing really. Well, I suppose she had a fraction of feet apart, not that you could see when she was actually going in full speed. But look, this is slow motion, and look how fast it is. Super high, double tuck back, and then immediately out into the dance. There's no, gather yourself, drag yourself up off the floor into the next bit.
For me, that was a beautiful routine, Christine, and we looked at the new rule of going into the corner and not pausing. For me, that's the only floor routine that I've seen obey the new rules.
Yes. And there, Ilaria Kaislin, 13.166. That reflects that it wasn't the most difficult, but a good score.
It's turning into a bit of a two-horse race with the Romanians and the Russians really fighting for the top spot.
That's always as it has been in the Europeans. Occasionally, us, Great Britain and the Italians have been able to mix it up a little bit, and but Romania and Russia historically have been the powerhouses. And here we have Giorgia Campana from Italy, out to perform on the asymmetric bars. Turns to invert, very nice, swinging in the forward position, full turn. Lots of swings, another one now into the Jaeger somersault, the front somersault to re-grasp. I sort of expected that to appear a bit earlier, but that was good. Now the shoot down and shoot up, those are the two transitions on bars from between the bars that you have to show. Nice turn and off into handstand and double straight. She held the first somersault straight, but piped the second one in. The judges can sometimes be quite harsh about that and call that only a double pike, but it was good swing.
Well, I thought it was a very fluent routine. There wasn't much pause, or she was down to the bottom bar, straight back up to the top again. A real nice tempo, and the difficulty of the transition, doing the full turn into the invert swings, where actually your hand placement's a lot more difficult than doing a normal forward swing, into the Jaeger with super height.
And here a score for Diana Bullimore, 14.233. So for all that difficult tumbling, she couldn't match the artistry of Alia Bustafina.
And that's exactly what she scored in qualification, 14.233.
Yeah. A lot of marks to be given for artistry now. And so back to the vault. And Maria Vargas from Spain.
5 difficulty. So Yuchenko with a full twist. And a very nice landing there, not the highest difficulty, but what a clean vault there. You see the round off, reach backwards, block off the top, full twist, very clean, should score reasonably well.
Yeah, and 13.833. Was perhaps a little bit short, but very clean work there. Giorgia Campana, 13.933 for that bar routine, putting her up into 6th place.
I think this is the girl who had to have the bars altered slightly, so there might be a little delay, but the coaches are normally quite quick while the judges are coming up with the scores.
Wait here. It's Jana Sikolova from Czech who has the bars raised, and you can see Ruby Harold there with her coach Liz Kincaid from the